Hello again, thanks for watching another watercolour demo. I think I've used this photograph before, but I thought I just found it going through my computer. I think I'm going to use this one today. Quite like this composition. Well, I finally got my new brush come through the post today. My new large height brush. So see, compare it to the one I've been using, you can see just how it gets worn down. It must be, it's a few mil, well, not quite as short as I thought it would be actually. I'm just saying that if I wet it, I'll just wet it now in the jar, let's just see how it, might take a bit of time to wear in actually. Yeah, it's not gonna, yeah, well that's the difference anyway. But let's see how I get on then anyway now. Put that one to one side, I think I'll finish with that now. So let's start off. See what, they've always got a nice smell to them, I find. Reminds me when I first started, that smell. So this is just clear water all over the paper. This is Sutton Park, this photograph that I'm using. I'm just going to go a bit of raw sienna, quite dirty raw sienna. I should get into the habit of just cleaning the colours before I start really. It's only a case of just, see like this alizarin crimson here, because it's contaminated by other colours. All you got to do, go like that, and it's nice and clean again. Now the blue, I've only just squeezed that blue out, so I'm not going to be able to whiz round, because I'll pick up great big dollops of it. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful when I come to the blue, like just go into it like normal. Not like normal, but I suppose like a normal person would have to. But it seems to come off quite nice. So bring that down there like that. One day I will start, I might start putting bigger dollops on, so some's dry, some's wet. Just see what happens, just experiment really. So this is the sky. And that's about as far as I'm coming down with that. And then what I'm going to do is a bit of that raw sienna, a bit of ultramarine, maybe a bit of yellow in there as well. And then these are those trees in the background. A bit more blue. Let's just move more over to this side. And then, there's some big trees there, so I'm going to worry too much about those. Right over to the left. Bring that all the way down. There's a little bit lower than that. Sort of slopes. It's sloping from left to right, the land on this one. A bit more blue in there. And what I might do in front of that is go a little bit light. But first, I'm noticing all this water's just coming down the page, so I'm just going to crack some lighter areas as well. A bit more texture in the sky. Yeah, just lighten out a little bit. Looks like it's just clouds here and there. Clean the brush. Take the excess off on the tea towel. And then I'm going to back to a light colour. So this is just a bit of raw sienna and a bit of cad yellow. Let's just have some nice and bright. Just see how bright that looks now. Bit of raw sienna, just mixing it up. A bit more cad yellow. Might even introduce a little bit of, just a touch of light red, not too much because it's very, very strong. Very strong colour. It will quickly dominate. Bit of burnt umber there as well. Take that right up to the edge. bit of ultramarine, and then see from there now it's more green, some green grass. So I'm going to have to clean the brush. So it's a bit of yellow, a bit of blue, nice greeny colour. Let's continue that out there until we come somewhere down. The path is sort of going to sweep round there. Let's bring that out there like that. Something like that. And then the paper stretch side, so I'm just going to pull it tight against this piece of ply that leans against my easel. Right, now let's put these big trees in up there. Before I do any more, it's still just wet enough to get away with scraping a few fingernails. Up there, just suggest the odd tree trunk here and there. Now we've got a big tree there, so I'm going. Let's go a bit of yellow, a bit of raw sienna, a bit of ultramarine, and we're sort of somewhere up here. So I'm just using the corner of the brush, just popping in a load of foliage. And where I want these, see the distant ones now, so I'm going to go really dark just to differentiate between these closer ones and the ones behind. So I'm just going to darken that a little bit. See now, it just brings that to the fore. What I might do is switch to the rigger brush. We've got number 3 rigger there. So if I just go a bit of brown, a bit of ultramarine, and then just pop in a few. Let's get that a little bit darker. A bit of brown, a bit of blue. And these are just the twigs and branches you can see between the foliage. Darker. Press down there, nice big thick one down the bottom. A few things here and there. Just do a little scrape. Right, and now moving over to the right hand side, we've got there's one or two ways you can paint trees. I think what I might do, I might just, let's put the trunks in with the hay. So I'm going brown, blue, sort of darkish mix. And I'm starting down the bottom somewhere and just these are all the trunks. And then once I've got these trunks in, I'll put some of the limbs on. If you want it thicker, if you want a thicker trunk, just press down a little bit. If you want to keep it thin, just very, very light touch. Switch to the height, the number 3 rigger. Let's just pop a few twigs on there. A few going up, a few going down, a few left, a few right, all over the place. Just a whole mass of twigs and branches. And then what I'll do, I'll use a dry brush, dry the out brush and put a bit of foliage on there. A few things down the bottom. So let's dry the height brush, just so I can put a few leaves on there. So swish it about, squeeze the water out with your fingers like that. Then dry it on the tea towel. Then you go straight into the alizarin crimson. Little bit of, I'm just going right to the edge of that ultramarine. It's very wet. Bit of raw sienna as well. And then just pop those in like that. It's very, very lightly. Because the brush is still dry, you're not going to block it in. You should be able to see the sky behind. A bit more yellow, a bit of Payne's grey, darken it a little bit. And pretty quickly you've got a whole mass of leaves, rather than paint each one individually, which would take forever. I'm just going to make sure this is flat against the plywood. Pull it tight, refix it with this clip. Now I'm just going to pop in a little bit of grass on this side, and then I'll put the it's a little bit dirty. Just pop that in, something like that. A little bit of grass on this side, and then I'll put the path in. So let's put this path in now. So paths, take the excess off on the tea towel. Let's go a bit of red, bit of blue, and then I'm just going to do it in one sweep, just something like that. And just push that up to the edge. Right then, very quick. Doesn't need a dry actually. No, yeah, I'm going to dry it. Next I'm going to put the shadows in, but I think I'm going to put them in a different direction than they are in the or shall I? I don't know. Oh, let's keep them the same. No, I was going to put them in a different direction. I'm just going to go off, but that's I think that's been a bit. I'll put them the same. Let's make them the same as the photograph. So I'm giving a bit of brown, bit of red, bit of blue. I don't know if I've done that a little bit too thick. I'm not sure. No, well, that'll be alright, I think. Now the shadow seems to be coming from down here. The light, when I looked at this, when I was checking it must have been like behind me. So it's just sort of coming like this direction like that. So we seem to go something like coming up like that, and then we're going across there like that, and then we're going up there like that, something like that. So again, it's up there, across there, and up there, and then some straight across there, and then they're up and across. They sort of follow, sort of follows the contours of the land. And you notice I'm trying to get it all in one without reloading the brush. Well, it's not really a problem if I have to reload. In fact, let's just reload and be done with it. And then some bits are going everywhere. And then this using shadows down there, a few shadows in these areas. Lots of shadows down there. If I can just get that level, we've got a few little shadowy areas around here as well. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that finger work made a little bit of a mess of it, to be honest with you. I'm going to stop fiddling now before I ruin it. Right, next, I want to put a figure in, but I just need to, actually I might be able to work around it. So a little figure, I'm switching to my little brush. I'm just doing a bit of red, bit of blue. A little bit darker. And sort of just up here. And a little bit like that. No, it'd be easy if I just dried it. Stop trying to work around it. Now I can put my hand down there. So sort of get the body in and then little head there, and then let's pop a little dog in. Little dog. There's his head, and there's his. And obviously they're going to need shadows as well. So just continuing the same direction. Let's pop a little bird. 3 little birds up over there. I think I'm going to call that one finished, so I'm just going to pop my name in the corner, just down there out of the way, and then I'll put a mount on it. So let's see what it looks like with a mount on and compare it to the photograph. This is our finished painting in the mount, so if we compare it to the photograph, to be honest I'm not overly struck with the way I've done the shadows. I think I could have done a lot better than that, especially this area over here. I've made a bit of a hash of that. So if you look at the photograph, you can just see just tiny little bits of shadow in the distance. But I got a bit carried away around there. So I mean, I suppose it. Yeah, not entirely happy. Never mind. Moving on to the rest of it. Started with a bit of raw sienna and then some ultramarine. Create the blue in the sky, and then took out a bit more of the white area, the white cloudy areas with a height brush, just to sort of accentuate the clouds. The trees, put in using the same colours as the sky. A little bit of finger work here, scrape out a few little trunks and branches. Yeah, I think I could have done a better job with these trees as well, to be honest. I'm going to put it down to the fact that it's a new brush and I'm still getting used to it. So another thing that means I just can't work normally. It's because this is freshly squeezed, so I can't whiz around like I normally do with all the other colours. Because I'm obviously wary, if I go into the blue, I'm going to create great big dollops, and so I'm sort of stop start, and I can't get the usual flow. And I think it definitely affects the way I paint. But anyway, that's enough of the excuses. Then I was putting in this bigger tree on the left-hand foreground. So that's gone in using the corner of the brush, and then in some of the gaps, putting some of the trunks and the branches and things that you can see through the gaps into the sky. Again, with a bit of fingernail, just scraping out a few branches here and there. Got some more trees on this right-hand side with a few leaves on there. These are put in just using a dry brush and just lightly dabbing the paper. Because it was dry, you're not going to put big blotches in and block the background. So at least this way you can see the gaps through the trees, the sky beyond. And then we got the path leading up to our little figure. And I've just made a little man and his dog there walking off over the hill. Well, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you was painting along with me. Thanks as always for your kind support. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Keep practicing, and I'll see you again soon.